Jey Uso to be punished for breaking major WWE rule on Raw plans Jey Uso after losing the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship on Raw. Update on Bianca Belair's WWE return. 41-year-old Raw star was rejected for 5 years by WWE. WWE was going to let controversial star break Randy Orton's massive record. CM Punk WWE hints amid contract speculation. Logan Paul not returning alone on WWE Smackdown. Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight at WWE Crown Jewel with help. Jey Uso to be punished for breaking major WWE rule on Raw. Let's jump right into it. Plans Jey Uso after losing the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship on Raw. The season premiere of Monday Night Raw may have been a great show, but it left two popular superstars devastated. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, referred to by many as the main event nightmares, went into the show as the unified Raw and Smackdown Tag Team Champion. Sadly, they did not walk away with their precious titles in hand. Instead, Jey and Cody lost their coveted belts to Finn Balor and Damian Priest. The Judgement Day stars were the very ones whom Rhodes and Uso initially defeated to win the gold at Fastlane, but thanks to interference from Jey Uso, their reign ended almost as soon as it began. As shocking as their title reign ending may be to most, it does not necessarily have to spell the end for either superstar. Titles come and go, but losing a coveted belt does not have to mean Jey and Cody fall into a slump. Jey Uso, in particular, has built a lot of momentum this year despite some notable losses. With the title loss now behind him, what is next for main event Jey Uso? This piece will look at a handful of directions the former unified Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion's career may take moving forward. Here are 4 possible directions for Jey Uso after losing the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship on Raw. Number 4. He could have a full feud with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is one of the top stars on WWE Monday Night Raw. He is constantly in multiple segments throughout the show. This is oftentimes in addition to having a match of some kind. Since returning to the red brand, the subject of most of his chatter has been Jey Uso. McIntyre hates Jey courtesy of the former undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion, often helping Roman Reigns stand tall against the Scottish Warrior. Now that Jey is potentially moving on from the tag team scene, he and Drew could have a proper feud. This could even be a title feud, depending on the results of McIntyre's match with Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at Crown Jewel 2023 in Saudi Arabia. Number 3. Jey Uso could team up with Sami Zayn. While there is a strong chance that Jey Uso's team with Cody Rhodes is over with for the time being, that does not mean he has to leave the tag team scene altogether. Instead, the multi-time tag team champion could unite with somebody else in WWE. The most obvious choice for main event Jey Uso to team up with on WWE Raw is Sami Zayn. The two are close, with Sami being one of the very few stars who have had Jey's back through thick and thin. There is clear loyalty there. Additionally, Sami, unfortunately, finds himself without a tag team partner. Kevin Owens was recently traded to SmackDown. While Jey is arguably the reason for that move, Sami and the popular Uso could put any tension behind them to chase tag team gold. Number 2. He could finally try to join the Judgement Day. The Judgement Day is at the top of the mountain in WWE at the moment. The group, especially Rhea Ripley, makes that claim on a near-weekly basis, but is proving difficult to challenge them on it. All 4 members of the stable currently hold gold. The group was looking to expand recently too. The stable recruited Jey Uso in the hopes of growing their ranks. While main event Jey Uso seemingly considered joining Rhea Ripley and the gang, he ultimately opted against doing so. Before he rejected them, it was noted that the invitation was permanent. Jey may decide to take the "if you can't beat them, join them" approach. He cannot seem to keep the devilish faction down, so perhaps joining their ranks is his best shot at success. Number 1. Jey Uso could challenge Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental title. The Judgement Day has a lot of gold in WWE, but they certainly do not have every title. One particular belt that is available on Monday Night Raw has been in somebody else's grasp for well over a year. Gunther is the reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion. Not only that, but he has the distinct honor of being the longest reigning champion in the title's illustrious history. He most recently defeated Bronson Reed in a fantastic match to retain his championship. Jey Uso is yet to hold his singles championship in World Wrestling Entertainment. While it would be difficult, Jey managing to defeat the seemingly unbeatable Ring General could be the perfect way to rebound from losing the tag team titles. Can he outmatch Gunther? What do you think would be the most optimum choice for Jey Uso after losing the tag team titles? Sound it off in the comments section below. Update on Bianca Belair's WWE return. There has been an update regarding Bianca Belair's return to WWE. Belair has been on hiatus from the company for a couple of months now. In August, Asuka defended the WWE Women's Championship against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match at SummerSlam. The EST emerged victorious, but her title reign was over moments later. Io Sky cashed in her MITB contract and hit Belair with a moonsault to become the new champion. Belair then teamed up with Charlotte Flair to defeat Io Sky and Bayley on the August 18th edition of SmackDown. Smackdown before hiatus from the company. In a new update from Ringside News, Bianca Belair could return to the company as early as this Friday's episode of Smackdown. The report noted that Belair had requested some time off, but is nearing her return as the promotion continues to build toward the Crown Jewel Premium live event on November 4th. Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley recently claimed that Bianca Belair was the second best female superstar ever. Rhea Ripley is set to defend the Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler in a fatal 5-way match at WWE Crown Jewel next month. The Eradicator has been dominant as champion since defeating Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39, but has a tall task ahead of her at the premium live event in Saudi Arabia. Speaking to Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta in an exclusive interview, Rhea Ripley claimed that Belair was the second best women's wrestler ever after she was informed that she could not select herself. "Oh, I had my title ready to hold up and everything," Ripley replied, realizing she could not name herself. "It's a tough one because Rhea Ripley's just the top, because Mammy's always on top, so who would be below Mammy? I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair. Belair has established herself as one of the most popular stars on the roster and will likely get a great reaction when she returns to WWE SmackDown. It will be interesting to see what the company has planned for the 34-year-old superstar head of Crown Jewel next month. Would you like to see Belair challenge for the WWE Women's Championship at Crown Jewel? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below." 41-year-old Raw star was rejected for 5 years by WWE. A current WWE superstar has revealed that she was rejected for 5 long years before she finally got the opportunity. Natalya has been a mainstay in World Wrestling Entertainment for more than 16 years at this point. She signed a deal with the Stanford-based promotion in January 2007 and has been actively wrestling since then. Natalya recently had a chat with Chris Van Vliet and opened up about the struggles that she faced before making it to WWE. As per the Queen of Hearts, she was rejected for 5 years. Here are her full comments. "Vince, he's taught me how to fight for thing. Everything that I've gotten, I was never really supposed to get. I was never supposed to have a lot of the matches that were like career-changing, career-defining matches. I wasn't supposed to have them. A lot of the moments that I've had in my career, I wasn't supposed to have. I don't even know if I really was supposed to have the job in WWE. I fought. I was rejected for 5 years. And that's why when I tell people, with every door that closes and doors that are slammed in your face, take every no and turn it into a yes, because I wasn't supposed to have this," Natalya said. Natalya is one of the most respected veterans in wrestling today. She has worked incredibly hard over the years and has held championships on 3 occasions. Natalya has won the Divas title, the SmackDown Women's title, and the Women's Tag Team titles with Tamina. At 41 years old, Natalya is still in great shape, and it won't be a surprise if she keeps wrestling for at least a few more years. After Natalya is done with pro wrestling for good, her fans would love to see her take on a backstage or even a mentoring role in WWE. What are your thoughts on Natalya? Do you think she should have been pushed relatively more? Sound off in the comments section below. WWE was going to let controversial star break Randy Orton's massive record. A former WWE superstar has confirmed that a controversial name was supposed to break Randy Orton's massive record. Randy Orton became the youngest world heavyweight champion in WWE history at SummerSlam 2004. That night, he defeated Chris Benoit to earn the accolade. A year later, WWE decided to hand over the honor of being the youngest world heavyweight champion in history to the controversial Muhammad Hassan. He was supposed to beat Batista for the coveted belt at SummerSlam 2005. Unfortunately, Hassan's main roster stint ended a mere few weeks before SummerSlam. Ex-WWE star Ariya Daivari recently confirmed in a tweet that WWE was going to give the strap to Hassan at SummerSlam. It has been 19 long years since Orton became the youngest world heavyweight champion in WWE history. All these years later, the WWE Legends record is still intact, and no one has managed to break the same. Here's what Muhammad Hassan had to say about WWE's plans for him in a Q and a session on Sportskeeda Wrestling. "That's what I heard. I knew that was from what I found out after. That was the plan, and I'm pretty sure I am 15 days younger than Randy Orton. If I remember correctly, Randy was born on April 1st, and I'm April 16th. I know I heard that it was after the fact. There wasn't any sort of plan laid out in front of me, but it did make sense when I heard it beating Batista in DC, which ironically we both lived in at the time. I lived in DC at the time with Dave. Not with him, but we both lived in DC. He is from there. That was never something that was put in front of me, but I had heard it after the fact, and obviously it would have been a great honor. But things don't always work out the way they are planned. By SummerSlam 2005, Orton had become a legitimate main event star. At the mega event, Orton defeated The Undertaker in a singles match. That same night, Batista defeated JBL in a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Batista held the belt for a few more months before vacating it due to an injury. Would you have liked to see Hassan breaking Randy Orton's record at SummerSlam 2005? Sound off in the comments section below. CM Punk WWE hints amid contract speculation. Former AEW star CM Punk has shared an interesting image during rumors of his return to WWE. The 44-year-old star was fired by All Elite Wrestling following his backstage scuffle with Jack Perry ahead of All In on August 27th in London. Punk still successfully defended his real-world championship against Samoa Joe at the event before his termination from the company. The altercation with Perry came 1 year after Punk got into a brawl with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks following All Out 2022. Despite the recent controversies, CM Punk has formed an undeniable bond with his fans, and many are hoping to see him return to WWE at Survivor Series next month. The premium live event is scheduled for November 25th at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. Earlier today, Punk took to his Instagram story to share an interesting image of bloody wrist tape. The controversial star followed it up with another cryptic post, but this time of WWE legend William Regal wearing a straight-edge shirt. There were reports that Punk called Regal a stooge for Triple H during their time in the promotion together. EC3 recently stated that CM Punk would be a game-changer for NWA. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's unscripted show, NWA World's Heavyweight Champion EC3 noted that NWA has a professional locker room, allowing everyone to be their best version. He added that Punk would be a huge addition to the promotion if he were to decide to continue his career in NWA. To have him, Punk, come in would be a game-changer, and I think our locker room has a more professional atmosphere sometimes, so I don't think the shenanigans and tomfooleries of the intertwinings and dramatics would take place as much as people striving to be the best versions of themselves. And the best version of anybody is EC3 as the world's heavyweight champion. All Elite Wrestling fired CM Punk over a month ago, but he is still talked about regularly by wrestling fans. It will be fascinating to see if the troubled star returns to WWE at Survivor Series next month. Would you like to see CM Punk return to WWE? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Logan Paul not returning alone on WWE Smackdown. Logan Paul is returning to WWE. Not only is the controversial personality set to appear on the upcoming edition of Friday Night Smackdown, but he seemingly has a major target in his sights. Based on recent events, it appears Logan will return to Smackdown specifically for Rey Mysterio and the United States Championship. After a recent boxing fight, the Maverick called Rey out and made his goal clear. He wants the title. Interestingly, however, he may not return to the blue brand alone. When Logan returns to WWE television, he may bring Jake Paul with him. Jake is Logan's younger brother, who has appeared alongside the Maverick in the past, including at Crown Jewel 2022. It would be fitting if he did the same for the big Saudi Arabia show this year. There's good reason for Jake to join Logan in WWE. If Paul does end up fighting Rey Mysterio, the Masked Legend has the entirety of the Latino World Order watching his back. This includes Santos Escobar, Zelina Vega Carlito, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. While those talented performers may not cheat on Rey's behalf, they will offer emotional support and motivation for the Hall of Famer. Logan may need a corner man to do the same for him. Who better than his own brother? While Logan Paul is returning to Friday Night Smackdown in just a few days, he is scheduled to also appear on the red brand. The Maverick will show up on Monday Night Raw for a currently undisclosed reason. For now, it remains unclear as to why he'd appear on Raw when his feud should be exclusively on WWE Friday Night Smackdown. The appearance could be a one-off, but it could also set up another storyline for him, perhaps for Survivor Series later in November. Beyond Logan's appearance, two big matches have been confirmed for Raw. Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre are set to go one-on-one. This comes after Drew's disdain towards Jey Uso continues to escalate each week. The other match scheduled for WWE Monday Night Raw will see Becky Lynch defend her NXT Women's Championship against Indy Hartwell. Impressive Indy laid out the challenge during the most recent offering from the red brand. Hartwell has a good reason to challenge for the title too. She was the NXT Women's Champion, but both an injury and being drafted to Raw led to her giving the belt up. Could she win back the title she never lost? Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight at WWE Crown Jewel with help. Roman Reigns returned to SmackDown days before WWE Crown Jewel 2023. The Tribal Chief is most likely to defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against a former champion in LA Knight at the Mohammed Abdo Arena in Saudi Arabia on November 4. The Tribal Chief has mostly retained his championship via controversial means at premium live events. He had Solo Sikoa interfere on his behalf against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle last year. He retained his title against Cody Rhodes because of the bloodline. However, LA Knight is not the same as Roman Reigns' previous opponents. The former $1 million champion single-handedly took out the entire bloodline at WWE Super Show on October 14. Knight's persistence may cause Paul Heyman to ask for a favor from the Judgment Day. It is possible that 26-year-old Dominic Mysterio could interfere during the Reigns vs. Knight match at WWE Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia as a returning favor for Jimmy Uso's invasion of Raw this past Monday. For those unaware, Jimmy cost Jey Uso and and Cody Rhodes their tag team titles match against the Judgment Day. A new poster of WWE Crown Jewel dropped a few hours ago. The new graphic features some of the biggest names in the company, such as Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, LA Knight, and Logan Paul. Speaking of Logan Paul, the Maverick is set to return to Smackdown this Friday to kick off his feud with Rey Mysterio. Paul had challenged the WWE Hall of Famer to a United States Championship match following his win over Dylan Dennis. "I want that US title. Rey Mysterio, I already beat you once, brother. I'm coming for that US Championship. Let's go," Logan Paul said. Do you think LA Knight would emerge victorious over Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel? Sound off in the comments section below. Jey Uso to be punished for breaking major WWE rule on Raw. Jey Uso invaded last night's episode of WWE Raw and cost his own brother his tag team championship. Jey appeared on Smackdown last week because he was contractually able to, since he was holding the undisputed WWE tag team championships with Cody Rhodes at the time. His brother Jimmy doesn't have permission to appear on Raw. He isn't the holder of any joint championships and had no reason to be there, since Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis are making it clear that the two brands are completely separate now and are even making trades between them. Jey Uso could be in trouble when he returns to SmackDown this week. Despite the Judgment Day's ongoing pact with the Bloodline, he needs permission to switch brands, and likely he didn't ask Adam Pearce if he could appear. Jey Uso and his brother have had issues over the past few weeks, and they could now be forced to settle them. Jimmy cost him the World Championship against Roman Reigns, and now he's cost him his tag team championships. Nick Aldis could step in, and since Jey Uso isn't allowed to appear on SmackDown now that he's no longer the champion, he could announce that the two brothers will face off for the first time at Crown Jewel. The matches for the show have already started to be announced, and this could be seen as a main event match if the two brothers can finally settle their differences and move on with their respective brands. Do you think Jey Uso will be punished for his actions by the new WWE SmackDown general manager this week? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me